Why is the culinary world looking to Baja as the next Provence? On today's menu, a farmer's market provides delicious bounty for local chefs.
My garden is a grandmother's garden.
The fruits of the Sea of Cortez delivered up Mediterranean style. One chef's aromatic garden creates an inspiring dinner menu.
We need immediate access to this produce.
A wine aficionado uncovers the secrets of winemaking in the fertile Valle de Guadalupe.
The best wine in Mexico comes from Baja California.
A Provençal chef finds a second home in southern Baja. The 750-mile peninsula that extends from the California mainland into the Pacific Ocean is known as Baja California, but it's actually part of Mexico and has been since the West was settled. Over the last decade, Baja has become a culinary hotspot, comparable to the legendary French region of Provence. With the same mild climate, exceptional produce, sprawling vineyards, and abundant seafood, Baja rivals Provence while creating its own distinct cuisine de soul. So forget everything you thought you knew about Baja. This sun-drenched region of Mexico has awakened to endless culinary possibilities. 50 miles south of the US-Mexico border, just outside Ensenada, is the fertile region of Valle de Guadalupe. Here, a culinary movement of farmers and vintners is providing a rich source of inspiration for local chefs. Born and raised in Baja, Natalia Bedin is one of the movement's pioneers. Every Wednesday, the corner of her family ranch, El Magor, is transformed into one of the valley's best farmers markets. Influenced by the micro-models she found while visiting Provence, Bedin knows that small, fresh, and artisanal are best when it comes to selling fruits and vegetables.
No puedo. I am Natalia, and we are in the Valley of Guadalupe, in Baja California, in Mexico. We have here fresh cheeses that are cow and goat, and we have chicken, which is free range and well fed. So we try to bring good stuff from other people. The idea of the market is like fresh, good quality, natural. ¿Cómo están?
We normally come on Wednesdays to get the produce for the restaurants. She has a lot of organic, very nice things. ¿Tienes otra bolsa? The people who come here are very interested about the produce that is here. I mean, you can tell, you'll see in a couple hours there will be nothing. I mean, everything will be sold.
We came once like at 1 o'clock and there was nothing. We had a bag of lettuce and some other things. That was it.
I'm extremely natural. You know, my garden is a grandmother's garden. The secret is the soil. We don't use any chemical. We make our own compost. We don't buy anything. We just grab every weed. Things like this that we get around, and then we pile it and we put the manure from our little animals around. Of course, we will integrate it to the soil. And it's like a miracle. It just gives and gives and gives. I bought some melons in a market in Provence, and I ate them and I kept the seeds, and here they are. Charentais, they're called. They're small and they have little like divisions, and they're extremely perfumed. And with the years, I can tell you that these are better than they were in Provence. This is a walnut tree. When we began the garden, it was in bad shape, and it's doing wonderful now. And it is very important to have the nuts in the fall. This plant was very difficult to get. It's Italian fennel. I couldn't live without a garden. I like the soil. I like the miracle of growing things. Some people would ask me, why don't you sell me a little bit of your things? And I began to sell some salads, sell some things, and it just like happened. This is a very small model. It's a micro model. In Europe, I saw this model of, you know, you raise rabbits and you sell rabbits, or you cultivate something and then you sell it, and it works, and it does work. But it is not a model that is very common here. I think there will be more and more farmers markets and more valuation of the local produce and of the fresh food and of the organic food, because it is very much needed. We've gone too far the other way, so there is a return to the natural way. Probably people are thinking about Provence because we have kind of the same climate, but the colors are the provincial ones. You know, this house, you could find it in Provence. It's not that we copied it all, but it just happens like this because we have the same colors, we have the same olive trees, we have the same grapes. But let's not make it artificial. Let's be ourselves. Let's be Baja California.
In Baja, nobody knows fish better than seafood purveyor Pablo Ferrer. At the southern tip of the peninsula, his Gastronomica Los Cabos distributes exclusively to clients throughout Mexico. Like its Mediterranean counterpart, fresh fish is at the heart of Baja's cuisine. But until recently, the vast majority of Baja's fish was exported to the rest of the world. Ferrer is leading the charge in making the region's superior seafood available to local chefs.
My name is Pablo Ferrer. We are in Los Cabos, Baja California Sur. Originally, I'm from Mexico City, but 15 years ago, I ended up in Baja California because I wanted to study oceanography. I discovered all these different fish that I had never imagined, because all these products from Baja California historically have been exported to Japan, China, Korea, or all over the States. When I was a kid, there were just a few different species you could find in the markets.
18 kilos.
It was even hard to find a lobster, impossible to find mussels. In Los Cabos, we run a company called Gastronomica Los Cabos. What I do is choosing really nice fish and shipping them all over Mexico. I've been running the business almost for 10 years now. There are many ways to tell if a fish is fresh.
This is a Pacific red snapper.
You have to look at the eye. It has to be completely bright, as if the fish were alive. The gills have to be bright red.
All the colors, you can see all the iridescent colors here.
When the fish starts getting spoiled, the colors start losing its brightness. When you touch the flesh, it has to be firm.
And the smell, you can smell it. It smells fresh, like the ocean water.
Baja California has almost 1,000 miles, the length of the peninsula.
Ready?
You get many fish very similar to some of them in the Mediterranean. I'm passionate about almost anything I do. I wouldn't be doing what I do if I didn't love seafood.
Jair Tellez is Valle de Guadalupe's first chef to implement a soil-to-plate model, using ingredients pulled straight from his own garden. Having trained at top New York and Mexico City restaurants, he returned to his native Baja 6 years ago to open Laja Restaurant. There, Tellez has garnered attention for elevating the taste of the peninsula well beyond the standard enchilada.
If there's a new Provence, why not here? Why not Baja? Everything that I think of when I hear the word Provence, I can experience here in person. My name is Jay Porter. I'm from San Diego, California, where I own a restaurant and I also maintain a blog. The blog is all about where food comes from. Laja is the best restaurant I've ever been to. Every time you pull up to Laja, you see the garden on your way into the restaurant and you think, well, that's what I'm going to be eating. Good, thanks. How are you?
Welcome. My name is Jair Tellez, and this is Restaurante Laja. Getting a taste of the garden. This is arugula.
It's good. It's very hot.
Since the beginning, we had a dream about a garden, and I always was convinced that we need to have a garden. Here we have the zucchini, and we're gonna sacrifice this guy. Try, and you can see the depth of flavor.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to do anything with this. Just put it on a plate. That's good. Yeah, that is good. There's a treat to coming to a place like Baja over and over again during the course of a year, because you can experience the seasons in a real meaningful way.
We're at the very early stages of this movement here. But yes, to cook the way I understand cooking, we need the immediate access to this produce.
What is this?
It's a beautiful beet.
These are ready?
Oh yes, yes. We're actually doing a cold beet gazpacho. This is alive.
To me, Laja ties the whole Guadalupe Valley together, from the wine and understanding where the animals have come from and the produce that they grow right outside the restaurant.
The initial concept of Laja was to create an amazing restaurant in the countryside that worked with local ingredients. I love Mexican food, but I don't relate to it. Laja is Mexican food created by Mexican people, Mexican ingredients, but I like to play on ingredients that are not part of Mexican cuisine. And that's the seductiveness of it, I think. Every time less people ask me for chips and salsa. Oh, we're lucky we have the first tomatoes of the season. This is the beet gazpacho. In the kitchen it's very simple, but it can get very complex when you consider that we need to be planning which strips of the garden are going to have the arugula for next 2 weeks, who's going to get very busy.
So you can't plan the menu, call the distributor, have them bring the food. Instead, you plan the menu when you plant the food.
Yes.
Have you had the first tomatoes of the season yet?
In a very undisclosed and informal way, yes.
The lamb is so rich. It doesn't taste like lamb that you buy from the store. It's got richness of flavor to it.
To me, food is my connection with life. I mean, I dream food, I think food, I taste food in my mind. But good food is about much more than flavor. Provence as a signifier of an intimate connection between the producers and the consumers of food. And with the very clear ingredient of enjoyment is an intertwining of the human dynamics and the food itself. And this is the very, very embryonic stage of the culinary revolution. Of course, Provence is the Mecca. It's not that this is Provence, but we are in symphony with that desire.
Just 10 miles from the Pacific Ocean, in Valle de Guadalupe, Hugo da Costa shares his winemaking philosophy with students eager to learn the secrets of viticulture. Like Provence, Baja possesses a near-perfect climate and terrain for wine production. At his vineyard, Casa de Piedra, da Costa enjoys the freedom to operate outside the French tradition, producing wine under his signature label, Acorta, Spanish for anarchist.
Wine is about people, it's about friends, it's about celebration. That's what took me into the world of wine. My name is Emilio Certuche, and we're here in Baja California to meet Hugo da Costa in his world, in his Escuela de Vino.
Hola. My name is Hugo da Costa. We are now in Baja California, San Antonio de las Minas, Casa de Piedra winery. So basically, we're going to follow the processes to make wine. The school has a very simple way to make wine. We're going to crush those grapes. We're going to separate the skin, the juice, and the seeds, and going to go inside of the tank. The name of my wine is Acorta. That means anarchism. And basically, it's the idea to approach the wine without any particular technical or formal idea.
Once you meet Hugo da Costa in his world, you can appreciate him doing what he loves to do.
Wine production isn't new in Mexico, but Hugo is a pioneer in winemaking in the Guadalupe Valley.
If you want to make a wine very, very heavy, very, very solid, very strong, you're going to have smallest grapes.
Instead of working with the traditional noble grapes used for Chardonnay or Cabernet, Hugo is producing from grapes that other growers here have ignored, like Grenache, Palomino, or Mission.
Okay, so this is the grapes and the juice and the yeast.
already fermented.
How many days?
It's been 5 days. So we're gonna separate now the juice.
Okay.
And press the skins. But we have always a problem.
What?
The students, the first time,
Yes.
must go in.
Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding.
No.
Okay.
You're gonna feel how nice is the...
Actually, it's really fresh.
Okay, we are ready, no? So you're gonna feel that, and then I'm gonna feel the press for you. Try don't take too much juice.
Here, Hugo has the freedom to do things his own way. Small quantities of wine, simple techniques, and uncommon grapes.
This gave me a whole new perspective about what wine production involves.
Okay, very good. Then we are ready to press.
Quite an antique process.
Very antique.
How down will it go?
As much as you want to extract. After really start to have some pressure in your basket, you start to taste the wine. Some green flavors start to come out from the basket. You stop it there, yes.
Since we're in a valley near the Pacific coast, the ocean air gives us mineral-rich soil, and the vines thrive in this climate.
The best wine in Mexico comes from Baja California. I was training in France, Montpellier region, but I moved to Baja because the weather conditions of Baja California are very good to produce very good wines. If you really understand wine and you really want to do something in Mexico in terms of wine, you must be in Baja California. Wine is like a partner in your life, no? When you love really wine, it's like a really part of your family.
Cheers, my dear friend. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. You can start to taste a little bit this typical oak that comes from a coffee, chocolate flavor. No?
Tastes really good.
Wine is also a way to understand life. So if the wine is with you, you have a lot of opportunity to see your own life in a very special way.
When Provence-born chef Fabrice Guisset arrived in Baja, he knew he had found a second home. At Las Ventanas and Los Cabos, Guisset finds the freedom to combine Provençal simplicity with local cooking techniques. With fresh herbs from the gardens surrounding the resort, he creates a simple yet excellent menu reflecting the authentic taste of Baja.
My name is Fabrice Guisset. Myself, I'm from the south of France, from Provence. I've been in Mexico now 8 years. Fresh air before going to the kitchen. This is the spot. I love working at Las Ventanas, Al Paraíso. It's an amazing place, very interesting, and especially for the ingredients. It's like a laboratory a bit, you know, where you can express yourself. Herbs Garden is a very nice place. All the herbs are organics. Herbs gives freshness, especially in hot country. This is wonderful to play with the herbs. We have herb which is called hoja santa, the kind of herbs that you can find only in Mexico. And this is good to wrap fishes, maybe meat. This is kind of herbs that very tasty, and put just a little bit in the fish or in the meat, and that's enough. Just like very fine, like a perfume, you know. Oh my God, this is amazing, you know. The food of Las Ventanas is the mix of Baja, Mediterranean, and with the special Mexican touches. The theme of cooking is Cocina del Fuego. From the appetizer to the dessert, everything is cooked or in the grill or in the wooden fire oven. The idea here is healthy, plain flavors.
Fabrice.
How are you?
Nice. How are you?
You all right?
Good seeing you.
Yeah.
My name is Jacobo Turquia. I live in Baja for 10 years now.
So this is the mussels. This is the season. They are very healthy, plump. Mix them with little clams, tequila, organic cherry tomatoes, onions, cilantro, some herbs. No salt, no pepper, nothing. The same salt of the mussels is enough. We close the lid and we put it in the firewood oven.
Fabrice is influenced by the freshness of the products. He's got this way of cooking Everything is very simple, organic produce.
The mussels is very saltier than the clam. The taste of the mussel juice is a bit stronger. The other one is a bit finest. So the mix, you know, with the tequila, that's interesting. This is the sea bass wrapped in hoja santa with the guajillo adobe and the cook in the oven in the banana leaf, so the hoja santa doesn't dry.
Wow, this looks fantastic. I think the cuisine that we're developing here in the Baja, it's a very simple cuisine. It's using a lot of the natural Mediterranean influence.
The flavor here of the hoja santa is really something very special for me too, because I've never seen it anywhere else in the world. You like it?
Excellent. It's perfectly cooked.
Yeah? I love working at Las Ventanas, Al Paraíso, because I have a freedom here that sometimes you cannot find in other places. You don't have to do a lot. You just have to add some little details around it, and that's it. This is taste simplicity, you know? This tastes the way it is.
Fabrice brings some of the combinations that are used in Provence. It's not your typical Mexican cuisine. It is a mix of ideas. We have the potential for Baja to become a gastronomic destination, and I think its reputation is really starting to kick in right now.